Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Joe Biden's America, where everything's made up and the facts don't matter. That's right, the facts are just like 2 X chromosomes to Kentaji Jackson. Enjoy that for the next however many fucking years that woman is sucking air. I'm Toxic Male, and that's Terrence Pop.
What's up, you asshats?
Oh, what a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. It's almost like not being in love. So we got a serial pederast enabler getting put onto the Supreme Court. Who were the 3 rhinos that voted for her? Romney, shocker, Collins, and Murkowski.
Yep.
So, yes, please, for the love of God and all that is holy, punish these people and send them straight out of office.
I would prefer to see them go straight to hell, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, that's coming later.
No, I want it to happen before.
Well, we do have a hell in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. We are going to have a special guest with us on the show. You remember him as the anti-woke warrior. He is back here with us tonight. We're going to be talking about some polyamory and some wahmyn.
Yes.
Because it is Thought Thursday.
And he... All right, we won't say anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to...
You're not supposed to give away identifiable information.
I don't want to bust him out. So, we're just saying.
But one thing we definitely have to talk about, because we covered this on the show a couple months back, and now there is new information. Unfortunately, it's not good.
Nope.
If you remember Kyle Carruth, he shot and killed... what is it? Chad Reed, I want to say was his name, in Texas. We showed the videos on the show on New Tech because we didn't want to get smoked. If you watched them with us, you and I came to basically the same conclusion.
Well, apparently, I mean, my conclusion when I looked at the video, it was not a justifiable shooting. But I don't live in Texas. I'm not familiar with the Texas laws. But here's the takeaway from what happened. If somebody presents a weapon and they're that close to you that you can put your hands on it, do not let it go. That guy would still be alive if he would have kept a hold of the rifle. He was bigger than the dude.
Yep.
He could have wrestled away from him and beat him to death with it. So now we have this horrible situation.
Yeah. If you don't remember the video, basically, this situation that you can see here on the screen, this was the tail end of it.
Yep.
Prior to the point when this dude with the beard walked out with a gun, which was completely unnecessary because the dude was not on the property.
Well, no, he was technically on his property.
He was not in the house.
He was not in the house.
He was not stepping onto the actual physical property. Whatever you want.
He's on the porch.
Well, he didn't step on there until he came out with a gun.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Once the gun came out, everything went off the hook.
He was talking with his wife. He was maintaining his distance from his ex. And then all of a sudden, he comes out threatening him with the gun. This guy made the unfortunate mistake of getting up in his face, grabbed the gun, and instead of trying to take the gun away from him, flung him away, and then did not pursue. And this guy just turns around, boom, boom, boom.
No, it was one shot. Wasn't it one shot?
No, it was more than one.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's 2.
Yeah, but
all I can say is if I were to read in the paper that this gunman, who in my opinion, wrongfully killed this dude, if he were to die, I really wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
I wouldn't care either. Yeah.
No.
I will, however, drink to him. I got a new bottle of Texas bourbon. Texas Rail Dog was the first one who turned me onto this stuff. It is now my favorite whiskey because this is just so damn flavorful. And I'm going to raise this in a moment of silence to Mr. Reed. I hope you find justice. Oh, that's so good. Oh, yes. Any other thoughts before we move on, good sir?
Well, this is just to prove a point that, if you're a father in America, you have no rights whatsoever.
Yeah.
And to be honest, to save as many lives as I can, I just cannot, in good faith, tell anyone to get married and have kids. It's just a long freight train of sorrow and misery.
Yeah. And now this family, because they had kids, Chad Reed and his ex-wife, his kids are going to grow up in the house with where their father died, with their mother still porking the dude that plugged their dad.
Yeah, you're correct. Well, that's if they stay together. I don't think they will, in my opinion. Because this guy's got to defend wrongful death suits now.
Well, regardless, I mean, this woman is never, her kids will never be able to look at her and not think, you're the one who brought the killer into our lives.
Yep, you're right.
I'm thinking they turn 18, it's going to be a boo.
One can only hope.
Off into the horizon like Shane, only hopefully not dead.
Yep.
I don't know, did Shane die at the end? The consensus is yes.
I don't know.
Classic movie.
Yeah.
But it is Thought Thursday, and therefore we need to bring you in gently with This Week in Wahmyn.
So if you've been hurt and it hurts real bad, or if you have feelings that are making you sad, then it's okay. It's okay to cry.
And for this one, we're going to have to bring in the anti-woke warrior. Warrior, how you doing, good sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey.
Good. Oh, man, we got your... I'm going to make sure that I put a link to your channel in the chat. This is the second time that we've had Warrior on the show. We had a great time with him the first time when we were doing afternoon streams.
Yeah.
But now he's joining us in prime time.
Now, do you want us to mention your profession or anything like that?
Oh, they know. Yeah, I teach at a college. Don't tell them which college, but I do teach at a college in Los Angeles. Yeah,
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you are in Woke Central. You poor, unfortunate soul.
I just don't know how you can... Well, are you tenured?
No, this school is an accelerated program, so I won't get tenure.
Oh.
They don't do that for these private accelerated program schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting fucked, man.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yep.
So what would it take for you to, like, move out of California?
I need to have a way of earning income outside of California. And I was looking into trying to find some remote work somewhere, but I haven't been able to find anything.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, for the people wondering what I am slapping into the chat, if you guys would like to subscribe to the Anti-Woke Warrior, that is his channel. You're only on YouTube, is that correct, good sir?
I am on Twitter. They can find me there, too.
Water.
You're fucking up by the numbers, bro. You're going to have to get on some other platforms.
Now that Elon Musk is kind of in there, I'm wondering what kind of shit he's going to pull. I'm really interested.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm not interested enough to get a Twitter account again, but I'm interested.
Well, I mean, no, I won't deal with Twitter. But, like, if he was smart, he would have actually bought that much in stock in Twitter, ran it up, then sold it, waited a month or two, did it again. After you do that 2 or 3 times, you know, the shock of him buying that much stock is going to go away, and you're not going to get the big bumps. But he's still going to walk. If he did that, he could have walked with $3 billion.
And then Twitter goes,
and then
when he cuts sling load and finally jettisons.
Yeah.
And you know what? That should happen.
Yeah.
Have you seen the tweets? The tweets of the people who are like freaking out that he's now...
I can't believe it.
I know.
At first it was, private company, we're allowed to do what we want. Now it's, we can't leave this in the hands of oligarchs. Like, that's what we've been saying.
Yeah.
You fucking morons.
But, Twitter has a competitor in that area. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
In the area? Like physically?
No. Some other company that they compete with, and that company that's their competition has already come out and said they're not hiring anybody from Twitter.
Right, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, it was like Getter, Gab, Minds. One of those,
I don't remember what it's called.
No, it was something different than that. I can't remember the name.
It's an older one. It's been around for a while.
Oh, okay. So it's not new tech.
No.
Gotcha. This is unfortunately this first story here that we have is nothing new.
Substack.
Yeah, Substack.
Oh, Substack. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Substack. They're gaining popularity. Styx Hexenhammer writes for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the people who write for them have a premium to subscribe to their articles. Some of them don't. It all depends on who's who.
Yeah, if I didn't have dyslexia, I would write for them, but what do you want?
Oh, I know. I know. You amazed me with some of the Facebook messages from this last week. Because like I get the notifications on my phone, and some guy's like, oh, "What's going on with Blake? Is he okay?" And then you wrote Wahmyn VK in all caps, and he sends back 2 question marks, and I'm looking at it like, what?
Yeah.
Vacation. See, I can depop it because I've been working with you for 13 years. Everybody else would look at it and be like,
what the
Wahmyn VK, is that like a new hip-hop star? What the fuck? Should I buy his album? Is it going to go double platinum?
What you're explaining is the reason why I have been single for a long time. It's dyslexia. It's spell check. Wow, it causes all kinds of problems.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that we have like 700 videos on YouTube of you calling Western women out for being exactly who they are.
I just tell the truth, man.
I know.
Just tell the truth.
Just saying. Probably has nothing to do with it.
You'd be surprised how liberating it is once you get to that place in your mind where the snot pocket is not that important anymore.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that could be fun for like 7 to 10 minutes, but then I'm going to have to talk to you. Yeah, fuck it.
Drama.
Da-na-na-na.
I'm out.
Speaking of hey, somebody needs to drag this bitch back into the courtroom. Married mother of 2, dance teacher, 48, bombarded a boy who was 13 with intense sexual WhatsApps begging him to be touchy around her, is spared jail. Why? Because the judge heard that she was in an unhappy marriage.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
Yeah, that's totally.
Well, women, listen, women do 1/3 the time for the exact same crime as men.
Or in this case, none.
Yeah, she got a pass, huh?
Yep. If a 48-year-old father of 2 bombarded a 13-year-old girl,
10 years.
Minimum.
10 years. First offense, 10 years, he'd be out in 7. Oh, my God! Oh, shit. No, all right. Now, bring the... Hey, look, come back up. Bring the picture up so we can see her feet.
It's too ugly, man. It's too ugly.
Now bring the picture up so we can see her feet.
Oh!
Now, okay. See that right there?
Oh, the cankles.
That's cankles, yankles, and shankles. This woman is like 250.
Isn't she a dance teacher?
I don't know.
What kind of dancing?
What, crash up derby?
I thought the rolling cannonball was for the swimming pool.
Maybe twerking.
Yeah. What the flying fornification is this fuckness? Oh!
Look at that. Oh, my God. No wonder she's having problems with her marriage.
She told the boy, I want you to be able to love me exactly the way I need.
That is just terrible.
Oh, of course, yeah. So not only we're going to blame the unhappy marriage, and now right here, it often took place late at night, and the defendant was under the influence of alcohol some of the time.
It doesn't matter.
No. But women love to do that.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that you can have a drunk woman and a drunk man. They decide to get together, and he can actually be charged for raping her because she was drunk.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the other way.
Nope.
That is such horseshit right there.
Only men have responsibility when they are intoxicated. But the same woman can get intoxicated, get behind the wheel of a car, and run someone over. She'll get 1/3 the time for the same crime, but at least she'll be held accountable.
Yeah.
I love how that works.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. that needs to come to an end. I don't know what to tell you. But that's an ugly woman. Please don't show her picture anymore.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. I feel bad for everyone in the chat. Okay. Warrior's over here, like grabbing his mouth, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm falling on the floor, like I can't even do it. I can't do it.
Why? What is it with these women in their 40s who just let themselves completely go? I don't understand it.
Well, okay. Now, there's a lot of women, most women, they look good when they're young, but they don't put anything in place to keep that youth and vigor as they age, because they age a lot quicker than men do.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of these women, they rely on their looks in their 20s, and then once they get 30, 33, the metabolism goes. They don't have the discipline to go to the gym. They have a couple sympathy eating sessions a week. And before you know it, by the time they're 40, they're 250. They got cankles, yankles, and shankles. And 40 to 80 winds up being a long time for them.
A little bit. And they all justify it the same. Well, I'm not happy.
Yeah, are we seeing a rise
loveless
in
marriage.
60-year-old women committing suicide?
Oh, it's astronomical.
It's actually women over the age of 45 is where the suicide rates for women pick up.
That's where they're seeing the biggest leaks.
And everyone's, oh my God, women are committing suicide. Hey, men have been throwing themselves into oblivion at breakneck speed for like 60 years now, and nobody gives a fuck.
And what's hilarious is that even though these women are breaking records with their self-deletions, they're still 3 times lower than men.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
See, men don't fuck around. When a man says, you know what? I'm leaving the desk at the counter, the keys on the counter when I check out, next morning, they're dead.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. What did George Carlin say? He says, more men commit suicide, even though women attempt it more, because men are better at it.
Yeah.
We are.
Just like everything else. Don't believe me?
Yeah.
Look at the NCAA. Too soon.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video. It shows all of these men who identify as women playing against in the women's soccer league, and they're just getting destroyed.
It's like that movie Ladybugs that came out when I was a kid. You remember that one with Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah.
He dresses up the boy as a girl and single-handedly gets the team to the championships.
Yeah. But, it's really sad. My female students, a lot of them will say, women are just as strong as men. Like, where are you getting this from?
Sure.
No, you're not.
Well, that's the prominent form of feminism in academia is gender feminism. That is where all this bullshit came from. And unfortunately for them now, it's exactly why it's biting them in the ass.
Yes, it is.
Feminism caused all of this shit that they are now. They're literally now you have, I guess you could even say, an intrusion of patriarchy coming into women's sports.
Yeah.
And they're mysteriously silent because they don't want to be seen as bigots.
Well, see, that's the secret to how they've got to where they are, is they accuse men like me of being a misogynist, being hateful, a bigot, and I'm only speaking the truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of people who don't have the intestinal fortitude I have, shut up. And let them do what they're going to do, and it's going off the rail.
I'm not a bigot. I swear. Let me justify myself to you. Let me prove myself.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
If there's one thing that Donald Trump actually gave some conservatives back, it was their balls to say, "Oh, you're going to call me all the istophobe stuff." I mean, the only thing that gets passed around more than the words racist, sexist, bigot, phobic of anything are the pussies of the women who sling those words around.
Yeah. For instance, here. All right, so I every now and again I'll go put on my armor and beat people up in the SCA.
Yeah,
it's just a hobby of mine. It's a great workout.
Sounds like fun.
About a year and a half ago, I'm going to a practice, and one of the other individuals that goes there all the time, basically, it's like, "Oh, you're the guy who hates women," and I turn around and I go, "Hey, since you're a psychic and you could read minds and stuff, could you give me the lotto numbers? Because I could really use $168 million.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? He got all stupid, but he's like my age. But he's not like my age. He's my age, and he looks it. And I wore that fucker out.
It's not hate to hold women to task and to account, to hold them responsible for their actions the way you would a man. In fact, that's what they claim feminism was all about.
Yeah.
Right.
They want, hey, we're strong and independent. Well, if you're truly strong and independent, you would make up half of the deaths on the on the job. That men make up 95% of all injuries and deaths on the workforce.
Yep.
If you were so strong and independent, you'd be 45%, and you wouldn't need WIC welfare, Section 8, or affirmative action,
alimony, child support.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane.
Yep. And now these same women are wokeifying themselves right out of existence.
Good. And listen, when the safety net goes away, because we can only spend so go into debt so much before it collapses.
Yep.
All of those strong, independent women, they're going to become experts at sucking dick.
Yep.
Because that's all they bring to the table.
And then when they're done, you'll be like, all right, step 1. Step 2 is make me a sandwich.
Or, are you done? I'm now running away. I don't. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Flat out ridiculous.
I mean, they're like, well, I want a traditional man. Well, then are you a virgin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if the answer is no, you don't deserve a traditional man.
Non-traditional women asking for a traditional man. I'm sorry, that just doesn't work.
It's like you're beating up. It's like a beef and cheddar and a catcher's mitt that you left on the dashboard of your car for 3 days, and then you want to sell it for caviar prices. You can't even give that away if you were standing in front of McDonald's and people were ordering food off of the dollar menu.
Well, it depends, because there is those few percent of men who will bang anything, and all they need is a 6-pack and some imagination.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I'm about to ruin everybody's day.
All right, here we go.
In California, it's not a felony to knowingly expose somebody to HIV.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that is so stupid.
Oh,
All right, now the thing about HIV is they think it's well, they got that new pill that brings down the viral count, so it's not really that bad anymore. But what they're not telling you is the average person starts taking that stuff. They call it PrEP or whatever it is.
I forget. I don't know.
It burns their kidneys out like in 8 years.
Well, not only that, it's not going to be affordable for most people. Most drugs that actually manage to cure conditions are way out of everybody's price range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I did when the coof first started. I got on the phone and called the Greenbrae Express, and I have a bunch of those drugs in my freezer.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking them now.
The forbidden ones that we're not allowed to talk about here on YouTube.
You're correct. But, I do have a lot of the anti-HIV medication because they were saying that would be good for the coof. And so I got my hands on it, and then I did some research, and I'm like, oh, it fucks your kidneys up. I won't be taking that.
Yeah. No raw dogging for you.
Dude, I'm so retired from that business. None of that.
And it is a business for a lot of women out there. It is a business.
Yeah, there's a lot of women out there. They want to have that guy with the 6-figure income because they know if they're married to him for like 2 years or more, they're going to walk away from a great payday.
Yep.
But then they want that young rapper guy that's friends with their son.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. And then they can get their cuck husband to slap the shit out of anybody who actually
Listen.
has the balls to tell a joke.
All right. Now that whole Will Smith thing. All right. First of all, in the grand scheme of things, slapping a man is almost guaranteed to get instant retaliation. Now, Chris Rock didn't do that. One, because he is friends with Will Smith. At least he was.
Yeah,
They've worked together in the past, and he had to do the rest of the Oscars. Okay?
Yep.
It's kind of hard to do when you're spitting blood and you take a couple shots to the face. I mean, I could pull it off, but I don't think he could. But
does Chris Rock have any combat training? He doesn't seem like the kind of person.
I mean, he's from Lake Jersey, so I'm sure he can scrap.
Okay.
He's like wafer thin, though.
Yeah, but he's got to be close to my age. Probably doesn't work out.
Both
like
those
that.
guys are. They're both
Will
over
Smith
50
is
now.
like 6 months older than me or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But my thing is this, is I don't want to jump on the cancel culture thing where like, we need to make sure he never works again. That is not cool. You should never put any... There are very few things in my mind that you deserve to be pigeonholed forever. One of those is child molestation. All right. Yeah, he slapped Chris Rock in the face. He's going to have some repercussions. He needs to get his mind right, get rid of that toxic anchor of a cunt he has attached to his asshole, sucking his goddamn soul out, and move the fuck on. That's just my opinion. I don't have anything. I don't even know Mr. Smith. I don't have anything against him. I have nothing but compassion for the situation he's in, and I would very much like to see him get out of it.
He's on the woke train.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Unfortunately, and it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Got in one little fight, and his mom got scared, and she said, "You can't slap Chris Rock because your wife has no hair." Just saying.
And you know what? I mean, I looked at some of those pictures of her being bald, and I don't see any bald spots.
Well, she shaved it.
It doesn't
Well, I
matter.
got alopecia, but she shaved it.
You could still see the
Yeah,
parts
bald spots.
where there's no hair at all.
Yeah.
I've had 4 or 5 soldiers in my career. Oh, and I dated.
So you dated a chick who had alopecia.
Yeah, she had no hair whatsoever on anything, nowhere.
And you were like, it's kind of weird, but I can
after
dig
about,
it.
after about 2 or 3 weeks, she was really cool, and like
Yeah.
I remember she used to wear a wig, and we're taking off, we're getting my hot rod, we're driving, and the wig blows in the back seat. And she's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, fucking leave it. Who cares? Fuck the wig.
Well, do you know? Does Chris Rock even know that she had some sort of condition that caused her to lose her hair?
No, but the thing is, having alopecia is not a disability.
No, it's an autoimmune disorder, but it's not debilitating in any way.
Listen, all I could say is this: he could have handled that a lot better.
Yeah.
And he didn't because he's mentally compromised. He's probably, his manhood is destroyed. He's probably hurting at a very deep level. And I've said this before. If somebody gives me a choice between emotional pain and physical pain, I'll take physical pain all day long.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's just my opinion. What do I know?
Yeah,
I'm just an old grunt. Fuck
You've been
it.
there, done that.
I've never been a cuck.
But with it being Thought Thursday, I mean, we just got done talking about one thought and her simp. Let's go see some more. Why don't we?
Why not?
Single mom wants to let us all know what her red flags and deal
Here we go.
breakers
All right, stop
are.
right here. Stop. Stop. Stop.
Okay.
All right, hey, go back. Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
The septum piercing. That's all you need.
All right. So, okay. Now, just from this picture,
250.
she
I mean,
is
she's
somewhere
leaning in.
230-ish, depending on how tall she is. I can't gauge how tall she is.
There's a reason why she leans forward like that, and,
Well,
she wants to get rid of all the chins and put the titties on display.
Well, she's doing the iceberg thing. She
Yeah.
wants to show you what's above the water, and she doesn't want to show you what's below the waterline, because what's below the waterline will end your life.
Amen.
Sinks your Titanic.
Yeah,
Yes.
a glancing blow, you're going under, bro. You don't need that.
All right, let's check out her list of deal breakers.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's all good here. So
There's
deal
no sound?
breakers. No sound. It's all copyrighted music. So makes less money than me.
Okay. It's probably not that hard.
Can't remember the last time he cried. Okay.
Okay.
Automatically, that's gonna be a problem.
That's
for,
a problem right there.
Talks shiz about their exes or baby mamas.
Okay.
Just like she does.
Well, I talk
get to
shit
that.
about my ex all the time because that bitch killed my dog, took my kids, fucked me up really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm never going to get over it.
Oh, it gets better. Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. Isn't handy.
Okay.
Tobacco/alcohol addiction.
When she has a food addiction.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
All right, so she can have Tourette's to the elbow and sit there and go, I can't stop, throw food in her face 24/7, don't work out, and all she has is a 30-mile-an-hour bumper front rack of tits, probably a 50-mile-an-hour bumper in the back, which people don't want, and she wants to be picky. This
She's
is the
stunning and brave.
delusion we're dealing with here with the women of the West.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, God. Okay.
It gets better.
Yeah, see, you
'Cause-
picked a very good, because I'm ranting my ass off. God dang it.
Well, because you got a woman who has all of these, standards, right? I got standardsbro.com. If you want to look at the calculator, she's going to have a lot to offer, right? Right. You ready?
Yeah. Here we go. Oh.
You have 3 baby daddies? Oh, I bet you did that just so you could live off child support.
Uh-huh.
So now we know 3 baby daddies.
And she's probably what?
Guess how much I received a month for years.
I'm looking at her face. She's probably like 29 or 30.
And $300 a month for 4 kids.
What does that tell you? Not only is she gravitationally challenged and suffering from Tourette's of the elbow, she cannot keep her legs closed. Or maybe she slipped and fell on the penis that inseminated her. I don't know. Anything's possible in Wamalo land.
If she is only getting $300 a month for 4 kids,
Poor choice.
yeah. I'm sorry, you spelled I let losers come in me wrong. I'm
Yes.
just going to put that out there.
My
Hilarious.
guess is she doesn't know where 2 of them are.
Well, there could be. Well, I don't know who's the father of how many kids, but 3 baby daddies and 4 kids. Either one of those baby daddies is a father of 2, or one is from each dude, and the 4th one she can't remember or doesn't know his name, and he got away scot-free. Good on him.
You're unemployed? I live with my parents. Let's make a baby. Because that's going to go well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. And then she's just the first.
Mm-hmm.
She's just the first. We're going to work our way up to the worst.
You want to get some super chats?
Once we finish these up here, we're gonna before we move on to polyamory, we'll get into some super chats. But holy shit, it's gonna get good.
Yep.
When I thought my man was cheating on me, so I slept with his dad. But actually, he was just planning his proposal to me, and I ruined it.
Okay. Not only did she ruin the proposal, she ruined the relationship between the father and the son.
Yep.
Because that will never, ever be fixed.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
What kind of father would do that? I mean, what kind of father is thinking, oh, yeah, this is a good idea?
I could totally bone my son's, chick. Yeah.
Well, what kind of father would do that? Listen, there's a lot of dudes out there that never learn the lesson, and they keep thinking with the little head their entire life.
Yeah. I've met men like that. One in particular who actually was a fan of this show.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, yeah, I love your stuff. You guys are dead on, blah, blah, blah. And then we started drinking. We're swimming. And he has an indoor pool. Like, the dude owns like a string of pawn shops, so he's got money.
Yeah.
He drops the bomb that he's been married 6 times.
Okay. Wow.
I was like, okay, so you agree with everything we're saying, but you have tied one on with 6 different women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
In my opinion,
You figured that out.
if you're going to get married, you do it one time. If it falls apart, let it alone.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
Yeah, do not try to be the Elizabeth Taylor with a penis.
Maybe you can have the wife, kids, and picket fences in the next life. You're not having it here. Not with the way the laws are set up. Don't do it.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, if you're marrying that many pieces of shrew, you don't get to keep your money like a Jew.
That's right.
You should probably stop it and don't do it again, asshole.
Yep.
Oh, and there's more.
Oh,
There's
God.
more. There's more. This just keeps getting better and better. Oh, now we're going to learn about how this 19-year-old harlot decided to deal with her heartbreak.
Oh, here we go.
About a week ago, my boyfriend broke up with me. That made me sad, angry, and everything in between. And it led me to book a trip to a different country I arrived at 3 days ago. And take a guess how many guys I took into my Airbnb already.
3.
First day, I came to the Airbnb, went to the nearest club, hooked up with a guy, sucked him off. Probably swallowed. Next day, beach club. I made some rich guy pay for my drinks and food the whole night. I teased him for hours, flashing my tits in the bar we were at. Even started giving him a little handy. Obviously, I took him to my Airbnb later, too, and got railed, like really hard. The good thing is, I got 3 more days left on vacation, recorded most of it, sent it to my ex-boyfriend, and I'm going to have a threesome later. Fuck my ex.
All right. I'm just going to tell you right now. If there was ever any chance of her getting back together with that dude, it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And by her doing what she did, that dude is probably like, whoa, I really,
Yeah, you remember 500 Miles of Mr. Right? We talked about how in between relationships, women like to have their flings, and those flings are never singular.
Nope.
This
They're
is
never
going to be
accounted
her
for
life.
either.
I'm sorry, what?
They're never accounted for either. She was not dating.
Oh,
during
yeah,
those
yeah.
things. No.
Well, yeah, well, they love to tell you, well, I've been single for the past 2 years. Never mind the fact they're getting ran through every weekend when they go out to the club with their girls on a girls' night out, right?
Yeah.
But this is going to be her life for the next 11, 12, 13 years. And then when it's time to settle down, she's going to wonder why no one wants to write a check against it.
Because she's going to sell the 3-day-old beef and cheddar and a catcher's mitt. She's trying to sell it for caviar prices, and it's not even worth dollar menu prices.
I mean, it might have been caviar once upon a time, but now it just smells like fish eggs that have been left out to spoil.
Yeah. Yeah, look, maybe she can find somebody from Italy. The Romans used to love that rotten fish smell.
Ladies, by the time you're 30, you only have 6% of your eggs left, and only 40% of those are viable.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for you.
Yeah, and that doesn't even take into account that the beat up tobacco purse where you're supposed to like gestate this thing is probably worn out from too much traffic from the high penis vagina highway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what are you doing? Yeah.
Yep. Just like the old Texaco stations, get a full cervix pump.
I'm actually getting a low-grade nausea talking about
It
it.
takes 3 guys to come out and pump that gas into the cervix.
God!
Oh,
Oh, my Lord!
Used to be Texaco, now it's Sexico.
I
Yeah.
living out here. I've done some self-help stuff, and I was in this group, and one of the guys in there was in Ornpay, and he knew that I was single, and he's like, "Hey, you should come party with me and my coworkers." Like, yeah, no thanks.
No. You could smell the herpetogonosyphilitis
gonna
coming off a
catch
dude
this-
like that.
Listen, here's a rule of thumb, gentlemen. If you're going out with a woman and she has any questionable shit in her past, you need to dig into it and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't waste any more time. Rotate her out for the next one.
Yeah. Do not let her give you the "it's in the past" argument,
Oh, yeah.
because
It's never in the past.
people who try to forget their past are doomed to repeat it, just like history.
But even if they do forget their past, they still broke the oxytocin pump in their brain.
They failed the dick stacking test.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be able to pair bond with you. And, sure, use it temporarily, use it for entertainment, whatever, but don't live with it.
And
Don't
even
marry
then,
it.
Even then, you wrap your tool. Always.
right.
Some of these women have dick stacking platforms so high, the only reason they don't crash into the earth at sublight speed is because they wind up drifting off into space.
Yeah, they're in low orbit. You know what? That would be a good comedy video if we get that footage from that guy who jumped from the ionosphere
Yeah.
for Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You bang some of these chicks, they're going to be plummeting to the earth from the ionosphere, and then you're going to be paying them baby jail revenue for the next 18 to 21 years.
yeah, pretty much. Depending upon the state you're in, of
Yeah.
course.
Meanwhile, you're picking scabs off your penis because you didn't wrap your tool, you dumbass.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
What, felching?
Ah! Stop! You bastard!
I know. I'm terrible. Speaking of which,
Oh, God, no! A new one! Oh. God damn! Oh! Ah!
You've been so bad.
Ah! Stop!
oh, Billy Von Baum, he's even more sadistic than I am.
Just stop!
You got to give us some warning before you do that.
Oh, my God.
But what fun is that? It's more fun to just slap him right in the face like a bucket of cold
And
water.
here's the really sad part is if you age that woman's face, it probably looks like old Hillary at her age.
It probably does.
Ah!
All right. Would you like me to read some super chats
Yeah,
after
let's
that?
do it. First, let's do an inventory.
We're going to do a quick inventory here. We're going to start with Twitch. We got 91 currently watching on Twitch, and all of them are grabbing their eyes. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. D-Live has got 49. Wow, you guys are lagging behind Twitch. That's actually unusual. We have 69 on Odyssey. It's a good count. Rumble is rocking 581.
All right.
And YouTube is sitting at 756. MGTOW.tv, 46. And the GIF game on MGTOW is going strong, especially after that video. I wish I could say I was sorry. Totally not sorry.
Yeah.
Worth it. Billy Von Baum, man. BillyVonBaum.com.
Dude, that's some good shit, man.
Subscribe to the dude. He's fantastic.
That's some good shit right there.
All right. Just a shout out to the people over on D Live. Drop to Hammer now with 20 lemons. Joshua B with 10. Dapper Sapper with 1. Always appreciate it. Jumping onto Odyssey first, we got Jackal the Emperor with a $36 chat. Hey, you wiggin' riggers with smitten fingers. The Ascension series Thought Butt Missile has been launched. The story of my first contact with an FFN is on the way.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. It's going to be bad. Chief Kickabitch from Slapaho Nation, probably my favorite screen name of all time. He's in the chat here. An enormous woman goes into a sex shop and says to the clerk, "Where are the dildos?" The clerk says, "They're on the wall behind me, lady." She shouts, "I'll take the red one." The clerk says, "They're on the wall, lady, next to the fire extinguisher." Hey, that 48-year-old teacher could probably use a fire extinguisher.
That was horrible.
That is if she didn't eat it first. François Le Chatin. Hello, good sirs. In your email account at redonkulas12gmail.com, you will see the story of a date in an email sent from this year, 8:23 p.m., entitled Full Comment. All right, let's check it out, shall we? Oh, shit.
That's a long one.
All right, I'm going to read this in my normal voice so I can read it faster. Here's the story I promised you 2 weeks ago. Back in the spring and summer of 2009, I would briefly be dating a young woman whom we shall name Miria. Her last name happened to be French-sounding, albeit unheard of to me, but she herself, anyway, could not speak French at all. Super French for sigh. At the time, I was in my early 30s, and she was clearly at most in her early 20s, so there was quite obviously between her and me a generation gap. We first met in the dancing club located in downtown Toronto. As usual, I was going out by myself, dancing away on the dance floor. Miria was with the handful of friends, all female of hers. Somehow, without necessarily meaning to do so, I caught their attention, and they all started dancing with me. Excuse me, that was weak. We would then basically stay all together until closing time. They all seemed to like me. Among other things, to account for my apparently unique demeanor, I told them, I believe that in life, one needs to be oneself. Anyway, things seemed to click in particular with Miria, or Myria. Actually, they both kind of sound like something's wrong with your dick.
Yep.
Which is why she and I exchanged our telephone numbers before parting, going our separate ways. You know, you take some ammonia, what's that stuff, ammonium AD or whatever, for your Miria or your Myria. Might need a shot of penicillin for Myria. I shall spare you the details of our second meeting. In a different club, and skip to what could technically be referred to as our first actual date. Well, at this point, I should probably mention, first of all, that she is quite possibly the first person with whom I ever had to be content with communicating by exchanging text messages, not by making or receiving actual phone calls. Keep this detail in mind. In any case, on our first date, I suggested to her that we meet in front of the entrance to the Royal Ontario Museum and actually visit this museum, seeing some of the exhibitions. This was one all about East Asian countries, one on boreal vegetation, for instance. She said that it was interesting to her, and thus Miria and I had our date there. The real problem is that virtually the whole time she would remain glued to her mobile phone or multi-function phone. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
I chose to let it go. That was arguably my first major mistake. Agreed. Then, maybe for the third or fourth time in a row, I asked her where she would like to go next in there. Instead of answering my question, she asked me what I would like to see next. I hesitated a bit, but I did tell her. In hindsight, I think that Miria expected me to act like a man with her for once by showing decisiveness, but being stupid and, by all appearances, quite hopelessly feminist back then, I may have thus failed in terms of manliness in her eye. That was my second mistake.
Yep.
Finally, when the time had come to take our leave of one another for the day, I told her that this visit at the museum with her had been very enjoyable. Miria would then tell me the very same in reverse, but especially in hindsight now, sadly, I find those words from her sounded rather contrived. Super. I do think that she meant well. Really, she probably wanted to reassure me in a way. Suffice it to say that with all things being considered, I would not refer to Miria as a thought. The end. If you like, next week I shall tell you about my second and last date with Miria. I'm good. And let me know how to pronounce it, too. Is it Miria, Myria? Like I said, either way, sounds like it burns when you pee.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Sounds like one of those antibiotic-resistant.
Yeah,
you don't need that.
Got one Rumble rant over here from Aflano7. If it floats, lies, or fucks, rent. Dumbass who owns a boat, and peace, leave.
Absolutely correct.
Like it. And MGTOW.tv. Check it out here. We got Rig Me Sideways. Blake, tell Pop to lay off the dongs. There's a reason why they called him Fat Punisher and developed dong tits along the way.
And unfortunately, you get older, that's what happens.
Rig Me Sideways. Blake, do you know of any good programs that remove watermarks from videos? Also, I use Windows. It's something that I've never attempted to do. Honestly, the easiest thing to do for a watermark is just to cover it up or crop it out. That's personally what I do.
That's what I do on my channel, too.
Yeah, I tend not to use a lot of watermark stuff just because it is, especially if it's like through the middle of the image.
Yeah,
there's really no
fucks it
getting
all
rid of that, especially if you're downloading it from a compressed source. At that point, it's basically baked into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's ways it could be done on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is. Like with photos, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you can, like, oh, I'm going to make sure that I put my OnlyFans name right here at the bottom, with the blue sky in the background. That's funny. Paint tool.
Gone.
Suck a dick.
Yeah.
Crazy Uncle with 3 emails here, looking like back to back. We got Redder Fauci is another kid. Yep. Reap What You Sow 12. Email 3 in the mail. But always got 5 emails. Holy shit, dude. You're going crazy with the emails tonight. All right, let's rip through these real quick.
All right.
I do understand why I see them, but it still hurts the logical part of my brain. Video after video of women, or even in person, saying how a man has to pay, be polite, tend to her needs, pay again, be okay with her dating other men while dating you, pay more, be okay with her guy friends, be fine with her girls' night when she comes home smelling like vomit, shit, 10 different drinks, with her panties in her purse or outright missing, pay to get her out of the hole she dug because your money's our money, even if you're not married, and still has the ovaries to claim, you need to do all this, or you won't get laid. Bitch, I may not be willing to pay for it, but I do know if I do any of the above, I'm not getting any from you. And they wonder why good men are just saying fuck it. Or better yet, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Exactly.
Hilarious, but absolutely true. And we've all been there. Not one of us has managed to avoid a woman like that.
When
It's
you're
unfortunate.
younger, you come across that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they learn.
Yes. And unfortunately, as they get older, they get more and more entitled. Well, I have more life experience, therefore I'm worth more.
No.
Not how it works with women.
No, that's not how it works. You're more like a used car than a gold
Yep.
bar.
That aging curve between 35 and 45 is brutal.
Yeah, especially when you take into account the inflation, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Hmm.
They pull a pin on the fat grenade.
Yes.
And too many of them, like you say, have that Tourette's of the elbow.
Yep. They just can't stop. I can't
Yeah,
stop.
they got food in this hand and they got cock in this hand. Like
I'm
either way, the
healthy.
elbow just can't stop.
I'm healthy at any size.
Wee.
No, you're not. That was a good one.
That was 2 at once. I figured it was in honor of your ex.
Oh, yeah.
As an older single man, whenever I'm dating a woman and it might go beyond basic sex, say as a submariner, dive, I have begun to ask for a recent STD panel. When they get pissy and ask, "Where's yours?" the look on their faces when I pull a current one out of my desk drawer is priceless. If they refuse to get one, it is time to break up. FYI, if you have insurance, the tests are free. Every man should do this in the USA. Reason? Europe had a much better handle on the issue, at least before the migrant issues. FYI, everyone should get their blood checked on the regular. You'd be amazed the shit, cancer, and the like that they can catch early with a simple blood test. I have stories on that. I'll save them for later.
And that's why I get a full physical every single year.
Yep.
Amen. Riddle me this. Why do so many women online slap their hands together with every syllable? Oh, that annoys the shut out of me.
Yeah, what are you saying? Yeah. I'm like, what?
You're not a real man.
Yeah. I'm not in kindergarten. Shut the hell up.
She's not trying to let you know what the problem is down below,
Yeah.
giving you the clap. Just saying. Let me see. The only other place that I've seen this is the British cigarettes that are everywhere on the tiki-taki. FYI, I dare you to watch the SJW LBD, stands for Little Bitty Dicks, WTF LOL STFU compilation without seeing this shit. Wait, does that mean that women are trying to emulate pole smokers? They know what's what, but they all get along. Kicker is that if you do that slap sheet in anyone's face, expect them to get in your face quick. Where I come from, it is just as insulting as shoo, shoo hand signal. Rich can't understand normal thinking personnel do. Or did I just answer my own question?
I think you just did.
I think you did. Blake, I hear you like scary, spooky stories. This is Crazy Uncle email number 4. Well, I create my own, and I post the recordings on YouTube. As I understand it, most people listen to them while driving, and Pop says this is your busy seasoning. Yes, it is. Well, I'm not there yet. Come June,
Yep.
you're going to see less of me. So I'm guessing a lot of driving. Regardless, as a filmmaker yourself, I would appreciate your opinion. Pop's too good since he's good at gore porn. Wait, does that make it gorn?
Could be.
Flicking the gorn bean.
What?
If so, the old school,
Gorn.
the old school Trekkies are going to freak. The link is here, and I have to stress 2 things. 1, only if you can find time. I know you are too busy. And 2, I was having some issues with the audio on a couple of them, but it's good now. To you guys and everyone watching, have a great night. And drink.
All right.
I will drink.
Yeah.
You better be drinking with us too, Warrior.
All right.
We only tolerated a sober hamster once.
It's all good.
What was his name? Hammer? He doesn't drink. He's been on your show.
Yeah, I know.
We're just fucking with you,
That
bro.
was really funny when he's on the podcast. I don't drink. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't know he didn't drink. I'm like,
Hey, it's all right. It's all good.
hosting a show that's almost built on a foundation of booze and doesn't drink.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, though.
Yeah.
Of course, it was so good. YouTube didn't like that it got over 70,000 views in 3 days, so they age restricted it.
Got age restricted.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Another franchise has fallen due to the LLD, the Little Limp Dick, WTF LOL STFU crowd. I was watching the DC Comics show Young Justice, and here's how they bent over the heroes and did them raw. Oh, boy. Aquaman has always been chosen as king because he was not a politician, and he knew how to bring different groups together. This has been his shtick for decades. In 2 episodes, they made him relinquish the crown to a new king, his wife. Oh, shocker. Along with a huge speech about how she's better than him in every way. Cuck. Don't worry, it gets worse. Aqualad, the one taking over Aquaman's place in the Justice League, was set up as being from mixed race parents. Most people let this slide until it began being pushed in your face as part of his identity. Although now it is even worse. Even though he has had girlfriends, he's sucking fish dick now. And that's not the worst of it.
Oh, my God.
During a time when both of these characters were sidelined, the company brought in another one that looks much more fishy. For a while, he was dating a female alien. Yeah, I know, but it is comics, so everyone let that slide too. Once he returned to living in Atlantis, he now has a wife and a husband, and is the beta bitch cuckold to them since she's expecting. Just like so many, I was looking forward to watching this with the kids so I could introduce them to the superhero genre. Can't anymore. What's next? Are they going to make Batwoman gay? Wait a minute.
Already done.
Can't get away from groomers anymore. It's in school. It's on TV. What's next?
Well, I'm going to be honest here. He's absolutely correct. But DC, their sales are in the fucking toilet. And the only thing that's selling is Batman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, the comics, the Hollywood, the movie industry, they're placating to 6% of the gross population who are gay and half of 1% of the gross population who are trans. Okay? If you round that up, that's 7% of the population. Who's going to buy these comics? Because that's not enough to pay your overhead.
No.
You're ignoring 93% of the rest of the population who just want normal stories. They don't want to see crazy shit. They want to see the bad guy do bad shit and good guy take them out. You win at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was actually relieved when I went and saw Sonic 2. Because, usually when they throw more money at something, it becomes more woke. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it did not. And it actually has a hero's story. Because a hero's journey is supposed to be a whole buffet, a humble pie with just a cherry on the end. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not like Ray, who can just do everything the first time she tries it. No. You're supposed to go through hardship. You're supposed to get your ass kicked on multiple occasions, and in the very end, you're supposed to come out on top. Thankfully, they're still telling stories like that in Hollywood. They're just becoming more and more rare.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Disgusting. Edwin Sparks. Greetings, you gregarious meat gazers. Thought Thursday's awesome. Let's enjoy some beautiful butts tonight and some laughs at the expense of utter whores. By the way, let's get some nice redhead butt up on the screw. I can be down for that. For Pop's enjoyment, just look up the term just Disney on Urban Dictionary.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
God damn it.
So Disney is now on Urban Dictionary. A synonym for pedophile or groomer that cannot be banned on social media.
Oh!
Oh!
Wow!
Yes!
Wow.
Epic. Hell yeah, we got to show it. This is perfect. Don't be a Disney like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he didn't kill himself.
He did not.
No, he didn't.
He was Clinton.
Yeah, he got Clinton cleansed.
Yes, he did. Oh boy. Iapetus. Damn it, Blake. I was in the middle of a nice swig of my menagerie when you showed that mummified hippopotamus and the booze came out of my nose as I gagged.
That is a terrible feeling.
That's why I can't warn you guys. It's too funny.
Now, I remember the first time I ever had Everclear in the barracks. They're like, oh, this is a little strong. I'm like, okay. And it shot out my nose. I was screwed for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
I could barely breathe. And they're like, all my buds are standing around me. Should we take him to the hospital?
Nah.
No, they're going to ask questions.
It'll be fine.
It'll be okay. I was like 19.
Yep. That's hilarious. Yeah, never ever go with the Everclear. Crazy Uncle wants to know if I have had Scrappy Doo pacing, if I knew I had Scrappy Doo pacing behind me the entire stream. Yeah, I don't know where she is now. Little shitbird. She's probably sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
JCar01, due to inflation, this may only buy you a shot. Salute, gents. I'll have another shot. Why not?
Shots are fine.
Shots are very fun. I hardly ever drink the hard liquor on the show, so why not? Although those of you who were here with me for St. Patty's Day, would I have like 5-6 shots of that?
Yeah, you were twisted up pretty good.
It was a good night. That's exactly what it was for. All right, jumping over to YouTube. We got some chats here tonight. Keith Peterson. Pop is fit, clean, and energized tonight. But, we already saw here.
Saw that one. All right.
Oh, and he, 2 $10 chats in a row, so that means, and then one more, but.
Is that even real?
Looking out at the water with those things practically painted on.
No, those have to be painted on. Oh, my God. How do they do that?
I don't know. Have you seen the ones that look like fishnets kind of layered over on top of them? I went to get carry out at a Middle Eastern place just over the road, and the chick standing in front of me in line one night was wearing those things, and they looked like painted on. And she's standing in public right in front of me, and I'm just like doing one of these. I'm like,
yep.
If she turns around and catches me looking, I'm not dressed this way for you. Well, you sure as fuck are not dressed this way for you.
All right, now women don't seem to understand the power of uniforms.
No, they don't.
If you are injured and you need assistance, you look for a cop who's dressed like a cop.
A cop, yeah.
If you call an ambulance or the fire department, they roll up in a vehicle with blinking lights and they put out the fire and take you to the hospital or whatever they need to do. Mailman, uniform.
Yep.
So if you're walking around with the uniform of a streetwalker, well, people are going to think you're a streetwalker because
You're dressed like one.
We're geared to recognize uniforms. Sorry, not sorry.
It's really hilarious when, they dress in a whore's uniform and they expect not to be identified as one.
Yeah, they want to dress
But not only that, I mean, you're never going to stop red-blooded men from looking at hot women.
No. Men are always going to monkey neck, and that's why I added that to the classic mistakes men make.
Got a monkey neck and we're going to get caught.
I can't. Listen, I'm guilty of it myself. Just walking through downtown Royal Oak.
Yep.
Oh, shit, At like 4 or 5 seconds where the little head is like, you need to look. Oh, stop! Stop! You can't help it, man.
Yeah.
Channel 1-800-DUMB with $100 New Zealand. Holy
Thank you so much,
cow.
man.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Menagerie fellas, love to all the lads, and Blake, pick the moment. You know what I'm talking about.
Ah, you bastard. You almost got it. You threw that one right over the screen.
Thank you very much, good sir. It's always it's humbling to see donations like that. We always appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
Envy Nemo. You may strike me down like an MTG simp, Mr. Bones 90, but you only make me stronger. Oh, are you fucking with him over on Twitch? I see how it is.
Yeah, I got you.
Tex Bolivar, as far as I'm concerned, shooting was justified. Moments you're told to leave private property, you leave. He attacked the owner. His kids were not there.
Listen, I'm not going to get into a legal argument with you. We are entitled to our opinion. I'm just upset at the fact that he went there to see his kids. They were withheld from him, and he paid for it with his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JL has a refutation for that comment. Shooter escalated the situation by leaving the scene and coming back with a firearm. That is not self-defense.
That's correct. Well, in my opinion, I'm not in Texas, so it is what
I
it is.
would concur with that assessment.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Doing shit like that is how you wind up with like having people like me set up on you. Because once I'm motivated to that level, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I hope that doesn't happen again in my life because it's not a good feeling.
No. Bruised Koala Killer, are we excited for food to start costing 10 times as much?
Hey, listen. If you have Democratic friends and they're like whining about the price of gas and how food is getting expensive and the heating of their house is breaking the bank, you look them in the eye and you say, shut the fuck up! You did it to yourself, motherfucker!
Yep.
There you go. And they won't be your friend
Well-
after that, and that's cool. You don't need those people in your life anyway.
No, you don't.
That's right. You know, the on the bright side, women might start losing weight in the United States.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Once the cost of ice cream and boxed wine goes through the roof, I mean, what are they going to do?
For instance, if
They're
it
going to
gets
go back to sucking dick. That's negative calories.
if it gets to the point where I go to a restaurant and I got to pay $40 per serving, I'll just
that.
buy my own food and cook it myself.
Exactly. Got to brush up on them cooking skills, gentlemen. Ohio Trucker 1, the only cure for pedos is 2 smoking barrels and a trip to Old Sparky. Thank you for the $20 donation, good sir, and the words of wisdom. Greg V952 with a $10 donation. No comment, so if you had one, Susie Q deleted it. Keith Peterson says the wall gets them all eventually.
It does.
I
Saw
hate
that
to
one.
leave that one, but there we go. Channel 1-800-DUMB. The bigger we get, the self-delete rate will drop, I think. Blakey, what does Pops count now? I would say more than our stats brothers. Cheers. Why not slap Jada?
Yeah.
I would slap her. We're equal now, right?
Yeah.
According to feminists, men and women are physically and mentally equal, so equal rights, equal lefts.
Is he counting to the count on the wall?
430, good sir.
430. And I like how you put the nipple in there. And
Oh, of course. I mean,
good. Hey, how do you make 10 pounds of fat look good?
you put a nipple on it. Michael Morgan, another great saying by George Carlin. Think about how stupid the average person is and then realize that half of them are dumber than that.
That's absolutely correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sad but true. Cliff 3188. We should change the number of the beast from 666 to 3. 1/3 the jail time, 1/3 the suicide rate, and 3 times the body count they claim. Notice a pattern?
I love it. 333. That's going on. I got to write that down.
That is beautiful.
The 333 rule.
I'm gonna bring that up in my next video.
Things always come in threes. That's probably how many men were there the last time she decided to go back to the Airbnb.
So what's it? 3 what was the first one?
1/3 the jail time, 1/3 the suicide rate, 3 times the body count. And 3 dicks, 1 for each hole.
They're tight.
That was funny the day I did that.
So that's 3.
Well, I've done that too. I mean, I did the exact same survey at that bar, like for a month in a row, like 4 different ladies' nights, and never had a problem when I got to that portion until that one time. And she just soaked me head to toe with a beer.
That's hilarious, though.
And I had the clipboard in my hand, and I just clicked the pen. Don't even wipe the beer off. Like, so I'll put you down for 3. The dude was at the bar behind me because he got a little beer on him, and he's turned around and he's all pissed off, and he heard the whole exchange. And I was just like, man, you took that like a champ. That shit was hilarious. Let me buy you a beer. And like I had like 8 guys at the bar. They're like, whoa! They're just laughing their balls off. So I turned that L into a win.
Hey, you've had worse.
Yeah, I have.
You've had a lot worse.
I've been punched in the face just straight up.
Zune 1144 with $10 Canadian. No hymen, no ring.
That's right.
There you go. Irish lover 7745. I want a woman who is an immigrant from Korea with a background in military and not an ABG.
Well, that's kind of specific, but okay.
Okay. Kind of intriguing. Channel 1-800. Feels for Smith's kids. They're all messed up now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Didn't what's his name? Jaden Smith go to his high school prom in a dress?
Yeah, it's not going to go over well.
Yeah. Irish Lover says, read in the voice of Sam Kinison.
That's a tough one.
That's just screaming.
Yeah.
Read in the voice of Sam Kinison! He was fucking hilarious. I missed that guy.
Yeah.
His cameo on Back to School. Funny as shit.
Oh, God,
ever.
yeah. I like when Rodney Dangerfield does that poem.
Oh, yeah.
That actually like made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I was like, oh, yeah, that's good. That's powerful. I like it.
It's a great scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, the answer is, and then Sam Kinnison like, hey, take it easy, take it easy. This guy's been under a lot of pressure. Say it! Say it!
I love it.
I reactivated the butt on accident by slamming the fucking desk.
So much pressure there was. He just
That's
reactivated
good
the
stuff
button.
right there. That's good stuff.
Irish Lover 7745. Give this mammoth a wire coat hanger or a free ride to a clinic for DNC. If she was a mammoth, she'd be extinct. Then we'd all be happier.
Yeah.
C.G. Roberts, funny skit idea. First sergeant hires a pro comedy and knife hand ensues, and Jada was wearing a cargo chute. Yeah, knife hand is already very ready for the slap. I'm just saying.
I got to imagine that he's only there because he doesn't want her to get his money or something.
I don't know. They've been together long
all right,
enough.
hang on. All right. When you have somebody like that in your life and you're with them for a long period of time, they slowly manipulate you, and they do that from basically giving you stuff and then holding it back.
Yep.
And they do that enough times, and if you don't have the mental fortitude to resist or realize what's going on, you literally become just a walking wet noodle.
Yeah, they manipulate you into thinking that you could never possibly do better than them.
Yeah.
And that somehow, even though you're the dude, they're the prize.
That's right.
Yeah.
And by this time, she knows everything about Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I can guarantee you there's probably all kinds of strings she's pulling just to make him turn him into the puppet.
Yep, and I'm sure some of those strings are attached to anal beads.
Well,
And not only that, not only is Will Smith the dude in this case. I mean, Will Smith is prime real estate for any woman.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He could move
He
on
could-
in a
he could get
fucking
20-year-old
heartbeat.
right now.
Yeah, he could move on in a heartbeat.
Yes, he could. And now listen, I mean, I'm a little pissed off at him because of what happened in the Oscars.
Mhm.
And but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like an unforgivable sin.
No, it's not that big of it. I mean, it was, yeah.
Maybe,
not
maybe
cool,
to
don't
Chris
do that,
Rock, it would be. And my hats are off to Mr. Rock. He was an absolute professional, and he handled that quite well.
He did. He could have.
I-
He could have reacted many different ways.
I
that
would
would've-
not. I would not have. I would not have reacted like that. I would have just gone right into evil pop mode. And
I
I'd
would have said, I'll take your wife's name out of my mouth as soon as she takes my cock out of hers.
oh yeah. Oh.
Well, at least I have room in my mouth for your wife's name. Your wife's mouth doesn't have room for any more dicks. In fact, her mouth got so full they started trying to find all the other holes.
Oh my God, that's good stuff.
Maybe that explains why she can't grow hair down there.
Oh.
Just saying. Fan I am. I saw an African proverb recently. It went something like, "She who thinks that money grows on trees will end up marrying a monkey or become one herself." Quality!
That is really good.
That is beautiful. She who thinks money grows on trees will end up marrying a monkey or become one herself. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Reaper 01
Oh, no.
with a Wango Tango. I got one of those scam calls from an Indian chick from a call center the other day. Well, I decided to have some fun and started to talk dirty to this woman, and to my surprise, she started responding back with hotter shit. Like how she flicks the bean in her car and some of the things she does with her goat when her husband's away at work. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I chose that very moment to point out that the call was being recorded by her company and her bosses could probably hear her. I laughed my ass off for about 10 minutes straight until my phone started ringing off the hook from a different number. I checked the area code and it was from India.
Oh, God.
When I finally answered it, I recognized the voice instantly as the chick, but there was a noticeable echo. So I asked about it, and she said she was calling on her personal cell phone from a stall in her workplace bathroom. So I was like, yo, I was fucking with you. But she just said, shut up. Just keep talking, and I'll give you a reward.
Oh, no.
So I spent the next 30 minutes talking this chick over the cliff, so to speak. Meanwhile, I could very clearly hear her stuffing her tuna. Apparently, someone walked in on her because she screamed, mind your business and get out. After
Damn.
she temporarily visited her Hindu goddess, if you know what I mean, then all over the course, I received over 10 pictures of this chick naked in various poses and a video of her using a literal baseball bat as a backup boyfriend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no.
I'll call her again in a couple of days just to see how far this goes.
Oh, my God!
Measurements 19, 15-mile-an-hour front and rear bumpers in a very hairy area.
She's suffering from Sasquatch.
Snatch squatch, yeah. How about, you could just share the pics from here up.
That's brutal, man.
Pics or it didn't happen, bro. I'm just saying. Nick Crocodile is having life experience but not learning from mistakes. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Gundanium Dova with a $100 super chat.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Glad to be back on 18 Wheels of Steel so I can get my fix of Redonkulas.
Outstanding.
Thank you so much, good sir. It's very humbling.
Thank you for the donation.
Yes. LS420 Stoner, I interrupted my Airwolf to post this. Airwolf brings up memories of my late daughter. I watch it for the old memories of her. Myself and my partner took in her niece. I'm looking after her as my own daughter. Please pray for us.
Yeah.
Will do.
Airwolf was a good show.
It's a
Long
good
time
show.
ago.
Channel 1-800-DUMB. And Godspeed to your daughter, good sir, as well.
Yep.
LS420 Stoner, sorry about that, bro. Yeah, I would say so. I can't imagine that sort of pain. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy. The socialist diet is highly effective for every body type. My ex's stacking height is geosynchronous orbit. She pulled out the tactical fat nuke.
Oh, my God! That's awesome. Ooh, that's way worse than the fat grenade.
Wow. Oh, that was beautiful. Rylos with a $20 donation. Pop, what should I buy for some home defense? A pistol or a shotgun? I can
Shotgun.
only buy. There you go.
12 gauge.
Do it.
Double-aught buckshot.
Channel 1-800-DUMB. Okay, Blakey, an easy one. Give me Norm. I don't know what you're talking about there. I can't do any Norm MacDonald impressions, so I'm going to go ahead and read this next one here. Tony Soprano. Pop, you missed my super chat last week. I emailed you about it. Did you get it?
I don't remember.
Uh,
Listen, if I missed your super chat while I was running the show, I'm sorry. Send it right now and just put in the caps in the subject line, super chat, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, make
right
sure you
now.
put Tony Soprano in the subject line.
We'll
so we
take
know
care
who
of it
you are.
right now, bro. I apologize.
We need to know who you are, man. Channel 1-800-DUMB. That Indian caller's forest, could that not be donated to Jada? Shave it all off,
All right,
plop it right on top.
No, okay. If she's saying she has alopecia, that's usually an immune problem.
Yeah.
So that means 5 to 10 years from now, she's going to have way worse problems if she doesn't nip this in the bud right away.
Yeah. Whew. All right. So,
Here we go.
I have a question for you, good sir.
What?
It is 9:15.
Yes.
We have still not gotten to our polyamory discussion yet. The question is, do we want to adjourn to new tech for said discussion so you can empty your squirrel bladder? Or would you like to continue?
I think I'm good for right now.
All right. In that case, we are going to take a small break here just to shout out our sponsor, Nelson Abbac.
You know, as we find ourselves surrounded by reality which is too extreme for fantasy, we all need to find an escape. Don't judge me. Like my buddy Nelson Abbac's books. Oh, wait a minute. These, Freedom's Forge, stories about all of the shenanigans that took place in the Revolutionary War. Or if you have a short attention span, try his Too Cool for Earth series. It's about colonists in space. There's a monkey called Bobby Bananas. He's not evil, just kind of secretive. Like everyone else in this story. What are you gonna do? He's also hairy. I kind of like a shaved monkey myself, but not in this context. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, you can get the first Too Cool for Earth story for just 99 cents. Go to abbexrealms.com. Links are in the Meat Gazer box. Meat Gazer!
Ironic that we had the shaved monkey ad right after hearing about an unshaved monkey.
Yep. Now what are you going to do? It's fate.
All right, so I think what we could do is we can introduce this polyamory subject, and then we'll take a squirrel bladder break, go to new tech, because the guys want to see the butts pop.
Okay. Now,
Just saying.
I'm going to say this about this whole polyamory horse shit.
Ugh.
All right. With the way the marriage and dating work is right now, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen when you start giving these men access to harems? You think it's going to get any better for you?
But I guarantee you it's not the men that are getting access to the harems. Studies show the vast majority of polyamorous relationships are instigated by women.
I know. And it usually, statistically speaking, from what I've read, I could be wrong. But if you're married and you want to have a polyamory thing, that marriage is over. It's just a matter of time before it hits the toilet.
Exactly.
And if you're in a relationship and she says, let's spice this up, let my girlfriend come over, that's a calling card for you to, say yes. And then after that, guess what? You're the cuck in the corner watching all the shit go down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that guy.
Never. And if you guys missed it, you go onto the Redonkulas.com website right now and look at this post here. You scroll on down. We did a whole episode called Polyamory is Narcissism. Changed my mind. It sums everything up beautifully. We talk about that Deborah Anal Pole person who literally goes through and cites her sources for how polyamory is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
And her sources, her own books.
Yeah.
Shocker.
My God!
And that brings us to the first article. This is one that you sent us, Warrior. Marriage is going to look different after the pandemic. The pandemic exposed the pitfalls of traditional marriage. I call bullshit on that.
Uh-huh.
And some couples are turning to polyamory to meet their needs.
Maybe that works in the short term.
I call bullshit for a few reasons.
Okay.
One of the unintentional consequences of locking everything down was actually a strengthening of the nuclear family unit. Homeschooling is at an all-time high, just like gun sales. Winning. Oh, hang on. But... did we already look at her?
No.
No, she's really nice.
No,
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, she's holding the wrong ball in her hand. I'm just...
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
True story.
They didn't pay me enough for the picture. There was really low rates. So
But What I can believe is that women started turning to polyamory during times of need because what's better than one man to pay the bills? Two men to pay the bills, three men to pay the bills, and three men to fill all the holes at once.
Yeah, listen, gentlemen, if you're even entertaining getting in that kind of situation, just remember, it almost always fails. It's going to fail horribly. And you could wind up paying a lot of money or going to fucking jail or catch a disease.
Oof. And Warrior, you sent us this article. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to make sure that we called attention to? Because
I thought the whole thing was kind of
it's a clusterfuck.
equally, yeah. And I guess one thing we could say is, okay, polyamory. We all know that women want the best genes for their children, so their children are strong and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But those are usually the bad boys who don't stick around for long-term relationships. So there's probably a lot of that going on, which leads to the women wanting this.
Oh, but if they just throw enough pussy at him, they can change the bad boys. Yeah, all he needs is a good woman, right? Spoiler alert. If you're engaging in this horse shit, you are far from a good woman.
Now, listen, when I was in my mid-20s, I was like the king of the bad boys.
Hey, we've all been there. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'd go to a party, and I'm coming back from work. I'm dressed as my Green Beret uniform. Walk into the party with sporting a Green Beret. Everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I'm not riding around on a ninja motorcycle acting like I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm old now, so that doesn't apply.
After my horse chick left, I took my good guy shoes and I hung them up in the closet for a while because I'm like I'm tired of being walked all over. Yeah. I've tried to do the nice thing. I've tried to do the committed thing. Fuck it.
That's right. Listen, every man only has room in his back for so many knives.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've reached knife saturation, it's over.
And you get involved in shit like this, you're begging for it. Listen to this here. The two-person monogamous union has long reigned in the prototypical relationship in the U.S. And reminder, it took 2 centuries for the American definition of marriage to even include same-sex partners. Wah. But now, post-pandemic, ethical non-monogamy could be getting a long overdue pop culture rebrand, not to be confused with pop culture. But I find this to be an oxymoron, personally. Yeah. Ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Isn't that like military intelligence?
Well, if everyone is aware of what's going on, I guess you could say it's ethical.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you don't.
It's ethical non-monogamy. That's like consensual pedophilia.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're totally correct.
Yeah, good luck trying to convince anybody of that shit.
Now, listen, there's probably some thirsty simps out there. They're like, okay, well, I get to break off a piece once in a while. Oh, she loves me.
Yeah,
she's different.
Once in a good long while.
Get the hell out of here.
Because let's just be honest. If you are the kind of man who's going to let your woman go out and do whatever she wants with whomever she wants and then come back and tell you the Gorn details, hey, you see what I did there? Call back. Mm-hmm. You are not a man worthy of respect, and you are not the kind of man who's going to be able to go out there and score yourself the same amount of poon. It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Nope.
Because women can smell weakness just like we can smell when you ladies are on your period. Especially in the barracks. You told me those stories about going into the all chicks barracks. You walk in and you're like,
it's terrible.
It smells like a maxi pad in here.
Literally, I'd be like, open a window! Mail coming in! It's like, oh, jeez.
It smells like those Gwyneth Paltrow candles.
It literally, it smells like you just put on like one of those masks that they wiped their ass with, but it only had ass sweat on it, not actual shit.
Ugh.
It's that like in between. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Oh yes, the bastion of journalistic integrity, Rolling Stone. The ones who sold the whole story of the UVA rape hoax.
Oh yeah.
Like many trends that were already in progress pre-pandemic, such as working from home or only wearing a bra if you feel like it. Hey. Not a dude alive is going to bitch at you about that. Just saying. Unless they're like down to your knees. Then you just they're like hanging out the bottom of your shirt while you walk around. That's not good. The past year of quarantine has only accelerated this mainstreaming of non-monogamy. According to a report by Rolling Stone, 4 to 5% of people in the United States practice polyamory, and roughly 20% of the population has been in a polyamorous relationship in their lives. Yes. You want to know who most of those 20% of people were? Women. Unwilling to admit that they're just cheating whores.
Yeah, or they're just cheating whores, and they have like that one beta guy that's going to pay the bills, and then they take care of their side action.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of that.
It's wow.
I mean, that's what's going to happen here. They're going to attract the one guy who makes good money, who's the beta. She's going to bang all these other dudes, maybe have one of their kids, and that dude she's going to expect him to pay for everything.
Yep.
That is just a recipe for disaster. Don't be a Will Smith.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is hilarious. This article is from last year. Guess who's mentioned in it? Jada Pinkett Smith.
Wow, this is aging quite well.
It very much is, yeah. Acceptance is owed in part to greater awareness from Jada Pinkett Smith's Facebook watch show, Red Table Talk, which recently aired an episode on the subject with 4.3 million views so far, to the polyamory subreddit with 200,000 members and counting. I'm sure none of those are trolls, where people talk out the practicalities of going poly. Well, if you watched our episode about it, you know that there is no practicality for going poly.
Well, I mean,
Just
if you want to wind up in box wine and catland, by all means, burn up your youth doing that shit. You're going to see exactly where it goes.
Yeah. And you'll notice a trend. Remember I mentioned before, studies prove vast majority of polyamorous relationships are instigated by wahmyn. Now, this is written by a person named Sam Reed. Could be male, could be female. We don't know. Virtually every single source that is cited. Jada Pinkett Smith. Tammy Nelson, Ph.D., a relationship and sex therapist and author of the forthcoming book, Open Monogamy. Imani Ware, 22-year-old from California. Her ex-partner were one such couple started thinking about the polyamory relationship breakdown. Every source. Here we go. Christina. Dr. Nelson again. Women. It's almost like they're afraid to hear the other side of the equation.
Well, I mean, I know exactly where this goes. It goes to box wine and catland.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen the studies. We debunked them all in our episode. Here's a few of them right here. Polyamory sucks. I want to die.
That's from 2017.
Yep. This is just one person's particular story, but virtually all of them go down this particular path. I tried polyamory and lost my marriage.
Shocker.
So you got divorce as one side effect here. Poly parents are losing custody of their kids in brutal divorce battles, and we know what happens in fatherless homes.
Yep.
Polyamory, not healthy for children.
Yeah.
Written by an actual marriage and family therapist and relationship expert of more than 20 years. Dr. Karen Ruskin, we vetted her strenuously before quoting her in the episode on polyamory. She knows exactly what she's talking about, and she eviscerates these fucking people in this article. It's beautiful.
Well,
Read it.
It doesn't go anywhere good, man.
No?
Sure, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's probably great in the moment, especially if you got young, hot women involved or whatever. I'm sure it's good. But that's not going to last.
No.
Listen, you talk to anyone who's ever been in a relationship for the long haul. After about 18 months to 2 years, like the butterflies and all the goofy feelings, they're out the window.
Yeah.
Then you're with the same person, and then you gotta, you watch them brush their teeth. You walk in the bathroom after they take a fucking dump. They fart in the bed, burp in your ear. I mean, that's just how it goes. And if the person you're with is so expendable that you can just like, I'm going to invite somebody in here, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
It's going to implode.
Yeah.
I love this sentence here.
Yeah.
Those in polyamorous relationships wish to see the positive for children, just like they wish to see the positive in their relationship. As these adults are living a polyamorous lifestyle, thus they would certainly not want to think that they are emotionally damaging their children. But to announce it is great for children, report how wonderful it is for kids, is going too far and deluding oneself. Let's get real. Polyamory is not something you do for your kids to have a better life. Polyamory is something you do for yourself because it is something you want.
So you're saying it's selfish? Yes.
Narcissism, especially for the ladies who instigate it most of the time.
Listen, gentlemen, if I have somebody out there in the audience who's watches my show from time to time and they want to, not chime in, I understand. But if you find yourself in this situation, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just fucking leave.
I don't see the point.
I don't see it either.
I mean, if somebody has that little amount of respect for you, shit. I mean, you're a married man as well, from what I understand, Warrior, right?
Yes, I am.
What would you do if all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your woman comes up to you and she's like, there's this guy I work with, and I kind of think that he should be part of this relationship.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say anything about it, but the next day I would change. I would close our bank account.
Yep.
Change the locks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you don't have to be confrontational. I know. Listen, in 33 years in the service, I have given this advice to dozens of men. When shit's going crazy in their home life, I'm like, okay, don't be confrontational. Shut your mouth. Move anything of sentimental value for you. Remove it from the house. Any big dollar item things, remove them from the house. And then, when the time comes, either change the locks, or pack up your shit and move out while she's away or at work, and never look back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, if you get confrontational, she's going to call the police, and then you're going to get hemmed up, and my phone is going to ring, and I'm going to have to go to the police station, sign out a fucking so-called wife beater, and have to deal with that whole fucking nut roll.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's really hard to undo once it's gone that far.
Yes.
And even if you just say like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not for us. We need to focus on each other. She could say, hey, look, you're abusing me.
That's right.
And the proof is in the pudding. That's dripping down your face, lower back. Probably some of it's going down your thighs.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Slate. I asked my husband for an open marriage. Now he's being completely unreasonable.
Okay. And how is this unreasonable?
She says, I was raised in a very religious home where sex and dating were completely taboo. I saved myself for marriage. My personal beliefs don't align with this, but I thought I had no choice. I call bullshit. After a decade of marriage and hating sex, I asked my husband if I could explore sexual experiences and experiment with other people if the chance arose. He enthusiastically agreed, but said he didn't want to hear the details. Moron.
Big mistake.
A few months later, he said he did want to hear all the details. After a while of that, he said he didn't want me to do it. He keeps changing his answer. That's what happens when you find out new information about, things that stretch out your vagina holes.
Listen, if I was that dude's, that chick's husband, I never would have agreed to it. And I would have probably shut down the whole thing right there.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, well, if you want to do this, this is what's going to happen. I'm divorcing, and I will bring this up in court, and I will fight you tooth and goddamn nail.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she goes on, I'm not trying to cheat. No, you're not trying to. You are.
Yep. That's exactly what you're doing.
I just feel like I lack any basis for having enjoyable sex, and it seems everyone I know who enjoys sex has tried a few things with a few people before getting to know their preferences. The result has been that I'm not in the mood for sex at all, but he still badgers me for it daily. Oh, no, your husband still loves you and wants to fuck you?
Yeah.
How dare he?
Yeah, if he's paying most of the bills or all the bills, and he's, out there, hustling to make the whole household work, and he wants to have sex, fine. I'm not saying every day, but
and it's obviously not a loveless marriage if he's still into his woman, wants to get something from her every day.
Yeah, and listen, in this, I'm not seeing this marriage actually lasting.
Oh no, it's over.
All right.
It's already over.
And she was married for 10 years.
10 years,
So she's probably 38,
likely.
35 to 38.
Well, if she was married out of a very religious home, she might be closer to 30, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Because a lot of them, like, if you're very religious and you feel oppressed by that background, a lot of these chicks will get married like 20, 21 years old just to get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is she's what, 30-ish?
Yeah.
Say she's between 30 and 33. This isn't the 1970s.
Nope.
Yeah.
Men are not lining up to marry divorced women like they did back then. Because those men didn't know any better. They didn't have guys like me and other red pill people telling you the truth.
They didn't have access to all this information.
So this woman is going to get divorced, probably by 35. So that means she has 5 years to figure out her sexual situation. Now, if she had kids and she's divorced, that's a double whammy. And she's 40. Good fucking luck. And here's my answer to you. 40 to 80 is a long time.
Very long time.
And you won't.
Don't touch me there.
There we go.
My no-no square. Stop.
We always do the little dance. That's funny.
Never gets old, man. Never gets old. But it didn't even occur to me until I was thinking about that. If she felt stuck in that situation, this guy has lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Yep.
He was the hero who got her out of this oppressive religious regime under mommy and daddy, and she probably sucked and fucked him 6 ways from Sunday because that's when they went to church,
Yep.
And then he was amazing. Now that she's got the itch, now he's horrible. Now he's vile. He's disgusting. He's just trying to keep things going the way they were, because if he's talking about it, if he wants sex from her every day, it's because at one point in time
He was getting it every
he was getting it every day.
Absolutely correct.
And he just wants that to continue.
Yeah, he wants the menu. He wants the menu that he was offered when he started.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, dudes, any relationship, even if this isn't part of the deal, the polyamory doesn't even matter. If you are in a relationship and you are just trying to continue the way things were in the beginning or were for a long time, and suddenly that becomes a problem, and she starts saying you're objectifying her, she feels trapped, blah, 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 she wants out. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
You are out the door on 3 bells. Literally, you're running out the back of the aircraft, pulling in reserve and hoping you don't die.
Dude law.
That's how it goes.
Yep. I love this here. I've told him that if he needs sex so badly, he's welcome to an open marriage. He says he refuses to have sex with anyone but me. Gee, it's almost like
He loves you and
you
shit.
took vows and promised that you would only fuck each other for the rest of your lives, and you don't
Right.
value those, and he does.
Like, these women think love is it exists in abundance. If you're an average woman, you're going to get 1, maybe 2 cracks at the apple to get a dude you can spend the rest of your life with.
Yep,
If you fuck that up, you're out there flapping.
done. And she says, I feel trapped, and I'm wondering, am I in the wrong here?
Yes.
Now, this is when things get bad.
Oh, here we go.
The response from Slate: daily badgering for sex is a red flag. You feel trapped because you are trapped. He told you one thing, changed it again, and now seems to expect you to suddenly be happy with the sex you previously hated. A reasonable solution for him, since he refuses to have sex with other partners, would be to develop a robust masturbation routine.
Or divorce.
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 Get the fuck away from this stupid bitch, and oh my Lanta, never ever write to Slate for advice.
Oh, God, no.
Because you know what they're doing? They are enabling, encouraging, and cultivating a system of abuse. And it's not coming from the husband.
Or misery loves company.
Yep.
Because a lot of these, like, uber feminists, they wind up being self-diddlers or scissor kickers. They do the midnight lip lock,
Yep.
you know?
And if they go for that latter route, that's a guaranteed straight express ticket, not to Boxed Wine and Catland. I mean, you get there eventually, but to domestic violenceville.
That's right. Listen,
I don't get why these women think that sex is separate from their supposed loving relationship. They're
know.
just two different things. Like sex
Well,
doesn't matter in that. So.
And yet they always use one to get the other.
All right, hang on. The way it used to be, you entered into a marriage. It was basically a contractual agreement. Both sides benefit. The dude gets sex for providing for her, and then she has his kids.
Yeah.
And they, as a team, they raise the kids. They do what they got to do. All right. Now, women get all of the benefits. Like literally, you get married. She says, I don't want to have sex anymore. What are you going to do? You have to divorce her. And then if you divorce her, you lose your kids, lose half your shit, your house, your car. You get your income impounded for God knows how long. There is no downside for women and nothing but downsides for men.
Yep.
All right.
It used to be that women were financially dependent on men, basically.
Correct.
They couldn't get a house without a man. They couldn't get a credit card without a man.
Yeah.
Well, that's gone.
I've had a couple of guys who have taken credit cards away from their wives because while they were deployed, ran up $30,000 debt.
Yeah.
Takes the card away, and then she like freaks out that he's abusing her by taking away financial resources.
Yeah.
The dude is just trying to keep above water.
Yep.
Because his name is on that credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And like literally, I remember my guy called in by the commander, and I had to talk to this one. He was an E5. I had to bring in the chaplain. He explained the whole thing, and then oh my God, it just turned into a huge nut roll. Wound up going to court and testifying for the dude, all because he took a fucking credit card away and she flipped the fuck out.
Yeah.
He later divorced that bitch, but that's another story.
As he should have.
Yep.
But, we're probably just not emotionally literate to see all the positives in this scenario, right, Pop?
No, we're just not mature. Blake,
Yeah, we're
come
just
on,
not
it's
mature
maturity.
enough.
Sell it to me. Sell me polyamory right now. Go.
It's not going to happen. You want to know why? Because we have this story. Swinging gone wrong.
Here we go.
Crazed woman attacks couple with a samurai sword after they refuse to have a threesome. And I swear, just reading the names of these people, you would think it was penthouse fan fiction. Aum, Air, and Note.
Did this happen in England?
I don't know. Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Swinger Aum, 40, used to have sex with Air, 35, and his wife Note, 38. But the couple who lived on Phetchabun, Thailand, broke things off with Aum. The 40-year-old nymphomaniac continued to harass them for sex for months, but she snapped on Monday after yet another refusal and attacked the pair. Terrifying footage emerged of Aum at the couple's doorstep with a huge sword.
Well, I'm just going to tell you.
That's not the happy ending I paid for when I went to Thailand. I'm just saying.
That's an anti-hydraulic right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, they got pictures.
They got pictures. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a sexy woman right there.
She got the chiclet teeth.
God damn. What is that's not a samurai
That's not
sword.
a samurai sword.
That is it looks like a Bali sword.
That's like the bonus that you get with the Ginsu pack.
No. I mean it's it's a shorter one-handed weapon. Yeah, see, look at that. It's like a dagger kind of thing.
Daniel-san must find balance. I'm just saying.
All right, so look out. That sword is really close to that dude's neck.
Whoa! Yes, it is. Oh, and he's got a mask on. Yeah, so she comes at him with a samurai sword, and he's worried about the coof.
Wow.
Obviously, a man of intelligent breeding. Although he left most of his intelligent breeding probably all over this woman's face, tits, and lower back.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God.
God damn.
My wife, she's from Thailand. She was showing me a video of this Thai guy. He found a plant with fire ants on it, and he put them down his pants.
Why?
To see what it felt like, I guess.
Did he miss the burning sensation?
Yeah, he was in the street, buck naked, screaming, trying to get the ants off of him.
Wow.
Hang on, go
Down
up
to
one.
get
Go up
to the
one.
ants.
That looks like blood on the camera.
It kind of does look like blood on the camera right there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, I'm just saying, polyamory is a bad idea. Polyamory with a nymphomaniac who has a penchant for sharp objects? Priceless.
That's a triple bad idea. That's a triple negative, man.
The fucking you get is never worth the fucking you get, dudes.
No.
Especially not in a situation like this. Wow.
It's fucked up that it has to come down to this.
Yes, it is. It's very fucked up.
But, hey, and you know what? The thing is if the safety net in this country goes bankrupt, you're going to see women like this who are in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s going fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Because that check they got once a month is not going to show up anymore. And then what are you going to fucking do? What are you going to do?
Not a whole hell of a lot.
They're going to try to find a man somehow.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right. So now it is 9:45. Do we want to do a new tech portion tonight?
Let's jump over to new tech. I got to hit the bathroom.
We're going to go empty our squirrel bladders. We will read all of your super chats when we jump over to new tech.
Let's do it. Let's do an inventory before we jump off.
All right, we'll do. So people on YouTube, you might want to make the jump if you donated, so we read it for you. Do a quick inventory here. We got 116 currently watching on Twitch, 70 on DLive, 89 on Odyssey, 765 on Rumble. Outstanding. Checking the Rumble rants here, making sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. Good. As soon as they fix that collating thing, I think Rumble chats are going to blow up. 752 on YouTube and 54 on MGTOW.tv.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go empty our squirrel bladders, and when we come back, we're going to read some super chats, and we're going to talk about California Stan's new Casey Anthony law. That might as well be what they call it. And if you haven't heard about this, you might want to refill your menagerie because you're going to need it.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
This is nuts.
Oh, boy. Nuts on your chin. Look for those links in the chat. We'll rejoin you momentarily.